Hi guys, we're looking at my daughter's laptop charger lead. Should be giving us 19 volts, like that. Oh, it was there for a second. Yeah, I think we can be pretty sure it's the wire or the lead just about here. Yeah. And if we look at the lead, we can actually see shiny wire just there. So I'm not quite sure what's been going on there. But I think my only option is to cut this away and see if we can rejoin it. Right, not sure if the lighting's good enough to show you this, but for those of you who don't know what's inside this bit, it's a ferrite core or ferrite tube that the wire goes through, or the lead goes through. I can't remember exactly what it's for. It's to reduce or suppress some sort of interference. But now that I've cut away the edges, I can actually get that off, and then I should be able to cut the wire and join it. And then hopefully it's broken just about there. So if I cut it there and cut it back here somewhere, because we can't get this off neatly, slide that back up this way a bit, join the wire, and then I'll have to put tape around that or something just to hold it in place. That should do the job. Things have moved on a bit. Just disconnect that second. I checked the lead. I couldn't find any breaks in it once I'd peeled off the plastic cover on the ferrite core. I couldn't find any problem with the wire either side of it. I couldn't make the fault come on again. And the reason I couldn't get the fault to come on again was, instead of just pushing this point into the end there, which wasn't making a very good contact, I bent up a paper clip that actually goes inside and makes a good contact. So now it doesn't matter what I wobble around, I can't break the continuity. We've got a good 19.4 volts coming out. So when I thought I'd found the fault yesterday, that was simply because the way I was measuring it with the point there, it wasn't going in and making a good contact. So when I moved things around, I was losing the power. That was simply because that point wasn't going in far enough to make a good contact, as I keep repeating myself. So bent up a paper clip, push that inside, that makes a good contact. And now, when I bend it around, we don't lose any power whatsoever. So, what was the problem? Well, I think the problem, I'll have to move the camera, is back here. As simple as, and if I can do this with one hand, I think that plug was loose. I just don't think it was fully home. I think it was probably sticking out a bit, which was enough to make contact occasionally. And I expect because the laptop was on the end of the lead on the table or something, it slowly worked its way out and eventually lost contact. Because since I've pushed that in fully, which I can't do with one hand, I can't recreate the fault. So all my careful measurements were giving me the wrong result because I thought that was going in and making good contact and it wasn't. So every time I moved something we lost the power. Initially I thought it was actually in the plug head here because I'd moved it a little bit and we'd lose the power. Then I found that if I wiggled it around back here we lost the power. But that was all misleading. It was just simply my probe wasn't making good contact inside the plug there. So a red herring all the way through, and I think that's all the problem was, that the power plug had come loose from the adapter. The only way we'll find out is for me to give it back to my daughter and for her to give it a good test. I replaced the moulded plastic case that was over the ferrite core. I have some of this, it's called tape self-amalgamating. It's a rubber tape. It's got a plastic cover on it, but it's a rubber tape that when you pull it tight, it actually sticks to itself and moulds itself. It's used for making waterproof seals, but that just happens to be nice, flexible like the original plastic was, and it'll hold the ferrite core in place where it was originally. So that's done the job. Just one final thing. Before I stripped that off, we had actually noticed that we could see the conductor through there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. And that's where that was the red herring that made me think that was where the brake was. But that bit of conductor we can see there, that's actually braided sheathing all the way around the outside of the conductors, underneath the surface, but it's all the way around the outside. It is actually the negative. If I go on there, I've got a meter on continuity, but it's not broken. That's just where, when they've moulded this in place, it's actually taken a little bit of the sleeving off. They must place the ferrite core on there, then mould this plastic over the outside of it. It actually grips onto the sheathing of the cable. So there we are. I'll put a little bit more tape over there just to cover that bit over. Thanks for watching. You'll find more information down in the video description. You might like to watch that video up there, and you might like to subscribe over there.